mid-July here, which means that it's actually time. It's actually time to start thinking about fall and winter crops, which is mind-blowing. But I just sat down in my office this morning. It's Thursday market day, so I have a little bit of extra time. I just sat down and really worked through all the different beds on my farm, when they're going to be ready to be harvested so that I can turn them over and put new crops in, how much time I'll have left at that point, and what kinds of crops will need to go in so that I can actually start those crops in my mess of a hoop house. So that brings me to today's project that I wanted to take you guys along for, and that is getting rid of all of the dead things that are still in here, moving the good stuff out of the hoop house, and I'm going to do a lot of rearranging. So I figured that might be interesting to watch, and I hope that you guys will stick around and enjoy it. My plan is to get everything out, pull it all out here. I'm going to clean off the second table in there and put it out here on the deck. This area gets more shade during the day and is just cooler overall than the hoop house. So this will be the area for the rest of the hot season that I put all of my greens and the things that I'm starting. And then in the hoop house, well, you'll see. Alright, cool, the table's all cleared off. That's going in the compost. So now I just need to somehow get this table out there. Here we go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm a farmer, but I'm absolutely still terrified of most bugs, and that table is crawling with earwigs, so I'm just gonna have a little, just a little panic attack, and then I'll move the table. Alright, well I got everything that I could up on this table, and granted, this and this are going away tomorrow, but that's all I could fit, and I still have, not that, but there's still that, there's still a couple things in the hoop house, and I actually have to start probably this many flats, if not more, today, so kind of trying to figure out what the best course of action is. Also, a couple of these like haven't germinated, and I feel like it's been long enough, and I'm wondering if they got too dried out, which really sucks. But if that's the case, I don't want them taking up space. So those might disappear in a couple of days too. This is the situation next, or like underneath where the table was. I think I'm just gonna pull up a few of these little weeds. I'm not really gonna worry too much and just kind of flatten the cardboard back out. And then we're going to go on to the next step. Well, I want to take this top section of the shelf off because I want almost like a table height shelf over in this area. I'll explain why in a little bit, but it's really stuck in there, and now I remember how difficult these were to put together, because these are really tight. So I'm gonna go see if I can find like a rubber mallet to try to gently kind of knock these apart without cracking the plastic, because these are pretty inexpensive shelves. So yeah, let's see if that works. Okay, never mind. It turns out it just took a little leverage and elbow grease, so these should be out shortly. Alright, so that worked out really well. I'm just going to get this in place and make sure that it's relatively level. There's no way it's going to be actually level, but just level enough that stuff doesn't completely fall off of it. It'll look totally crazy to you guys, but that's because the walls of the hoop house kind of go like this, and I need the shelf to go straight up, so there's going to be this weird little triangular gap here. It is what it is. Looks good to me. All right, so now I have this empty area where the shelf was, and I have this awkward like top part, and I'm thinking maybe I could take off this top part here, do the same thing again, and combine the two
and I might be able to fit it here. I guess I should check if it fits first.
All right, good news is it worked. I got the top part off of here and we're putting it over here, but the saddest news in the whole wide world, little pollinator, rest in peace. Sorry, buddy. I have to assume that he just maybe got trapped or maybe died of the heat. It gets really, really hot in here in the summer when the sun is shining on it, and a lot of bees will fly in here, unfortunately, and then they're too dumb to find their way out because the top of the doorway is a big clear area, and I don't really know what to do to make it more obvious how to get out of here, but apparently there's a casualty every once in a while, and I'm really sad about it. All right, so like I said, I took the top off of here, and the only bad part is that since I'm reusing the top part of a shelf, this bottom part here is literally just the legs that are supposed to go in these holes, as opposed to like the actual bottom, because it's not at all meant to be a standalone shelf with only two levels. It's supposed to be a part of one of these 4-tiered shelves. So hoping that it's stable enough, but really it should only be like that for the remainder of summer and then for fall. And then I'll kind of put everything back together most likely. So this is our current situation. Gosh, it's a mess. All right, well, I'm not totally done with this project, but it is getting kind of late in the day, and I do have some more packing and emails and all sorts of crap to get ready for the farmer's market this afternoon. So I think I'm gonna cut this project just a tiny bit short. My seed starting table is an absolute mess from all the things that I just moved around, but I do have these two surfaces now available to put stuff on, which is great. They're a little bit lower than the tops of the full height shelves, as you can see, which will actually keep them significantly cooler. And that was kind of my goal, was to make some more room in the hoop house where it's cool enough to start seeds, but where they can still have access to sunlight, because like lettuce seeds, for example, need light in order to germinate. I know, crazy. I didn't know either. Anyway, I just saw a giant wolf spider and I'm really not okay with it, so that's just a fun little aside. Anyway, I am going to basically clean off this table, get rid of the biggest mess around, get rid of the big part of the mess. I'm not making any sense at this point. I'm going to clean up as basically as I can, and then I'm going to get to seed starting and try to get as much of that done as humanly possible. I have a big list of things that I need to start today. Probably won't get to all of them, but that is the goal. Also, here's another thought that I had potentially. Since I have been rearranging, there's going to be some space available. And actually the cardboard started coming up here, and this ground, it looks like a mess because there's grass coming in from like the outside, but what's actually like in the ground here is pretty much nothing. It's just like semi-decently clean soil now, since this cardboard has been here for probably close to a year now. So I'm wondering if I should put something in there for the remainder of the summer, something that likes heat but won't need way too long to grow because it's already mid-July. So leave a comment down below what you think would do well in there. I actually have some extra pumpkin plants. I have some extra tomato plants that are still semi-alive. I don't know if I have enough time for either of those, but that might be kind of fun to actually have something growing in the hoop house for once. So yeah, comment down below which one you think I should do. Pumpkins, tomatoes, ground cherries, or something else completely. All right, just making some soil blocks and throwing them in a tray. We're gonna start some seeds here real soon. All right, well, I just got done starting a bunch of seed flats, and I was going to do one more, but I am completely out of soil, or almost out, and that's definitely not enough to fill this puppy. So I'm just gonna leave it at this. I have, just to show you kind of what I did, I've got 2 flats of kohlrabi, 1 of those little tiny early like broccolinis. They're gonna be purple and they'll be ready just in time for fall. 2 flats of beets, 1 of Swiss chard and lettuce, and 2 of lettuce, or maybe 1 more of, nope, all 3 of these are beets. I really should have labeled this guy. All 3 of these are beets, and these 2 are lettuce, but half of one is Swiss chard. I'm experimenting with the Swiss chard to transplant it because it always germinates so terribly in the field that I end up with just a really spotty row. So anyway, I'm not gonna have time to get to that weird corner. I'm also not gonna have time to get to all of that junk in that corner. But I just kind of like moved those things around, and pretty much everything in here now is just this new stuff. So feeling pretty good about it. But because it is running so late, I need to hurry up and water these guys, and then go get started in the garage. I have 18 pounds of salad mix to package. Really only 15 pounds because the coffee shop ordered 2 pounds this week, so I don't have to package that. But I have 15 pounds of salad mix to package. So that's gonna be a lot of bags of salad mix. I'm hoping a ton of people show up at the market, but anyway, that's a different video. Let's be honest, everything is an ongoing project around here. So I'm gonna say for today, this is it. Thank you so much for following along with this very small, completely unfinished project. I feel really good about the amount of space I have for starting stuff in here and the table that I have out there. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'll catch up with you guys when I'm doing something else in here, hopefully when I get some more soil so I can start some more stuff. But other than that, thank you again for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like if you liked it. Said if you liked it twice. I don't know what my deal is. I'm awkward. Oscar and I are gonna go get a wee little snack, and then we're gonna get back to work. So thanks again for watching. Go grow something.